a quiet afternoon on the homestead. Kevin is hunting and both of the girls are at school. And it's time for me to catch up on all of these peppers that we harvested not too long ago. This summer was the best summer of my entire life for growing peppers. I hope another summer can be just as good. Today I'm working on the red jalapeno peppers, and there are two main reasons why I grow jalapeno peppers and let them go extra ripe into the red stage. And the first one is to make sriracha, which is a spicy red hot sauce. It's also sweet, so it's sweet and spicy, and it is really my favorite hot sauce of all time. I've had a chance to make 2 big batches of sriracha, and I actually did a video on it. And if you're interested in learning how, I'll make sure to put a link to that video right in here. But the second main reason why I have been so excited to grow jalapeno peppers to this red stage is to be able to turn them into chipotle peppers. Chipotle peppers are a smoked, dried, generally red jalapeno pepper. And you can use chipotle peppers in a lot of ways. I'm excited to use them dried and powdered so I can add them into my spicy Mexican dishes. But I'm also excited to rehydrate them and add them to tomato sauce, which I think is called chipotle adobo sauce. I might be wrong, but I'm excited to use them that way as well. Once you get them rehydrated and in the tomato sauce, you can puree that and add that to your spicy dishes. There are actually quite a few recipes that I make that ask for the chipotle in adobo sauce. So I'm excited to be able to do that for myself and use homegrown ingredients, not only my red jalapeno peppers dried and smoked into chipotle peppers, but also my homegrown homemade tomato sauce. So today I'm preparing these red jalapeno peppers to be smoked and dried in one of our smokers. We have 2 different types of smokers, but today I'm going to be using our electric smoker because it's just easiest for me. It's kind of set it and forget it, go out there a couple of times to add some extra wood chips, and then it just kind of takes care of itself. I don't have to worry really about monitoring the temperature and adding more wood or charcoal. It just kind of does it itself. And so, I don't know, for me that's just easiest. When you're making chipotle peppers, it's most common to use them in the red stage, but you don't have to. There are many people that will smoke and dry the green jalapeno peppers, but I'm just going to try it the red way since that's just what I'm most excited to do. I'm preparing them by cutting off the stem, slicing them in half, and then removing the veins and the seeds. A lot of times people will dehydrate them and smoke them whole, which is fine. I just want to speed the process up, and I know that if I open up the peppers and slice them in half that they'll dry faster. I have found a little trick with getting out these veins and the seeds. It works really well to use a tomato corer, and that's the little device that I'm using today. It's been really slick. And I definitely advise that you wear gloves when you're handling these jalapeno peppers and really any spicy peppers so that the oils don't cling to your skin, and it really is hard to get them off even over time. And so that you don't accidentally touch your mouth or touch your eyes, because that will really create a burning sensation. I've brought in the racks from the smoker, and I've done my very best to clean them up as much as possible. Now, these are very well used smoker racks, and so there's absolutely no way that I can get them perfect, but I'm not going to worry about it. The most important thing to do is try to get as much of the oils or the fats from any meat off of your racks so that it doesn't transfer onto your peppers, because as you dehydrate them and as they stay over time, those oils and fats can go rancid, can spoil, and then can affect your end result long term for storage. So we're just going to start filling these racks up as best as we can, making sure that the peppers don't fall through, and we're just gonna pack them as much single layer as we can fit on one rack. I have 3 racks. I'll fill them up and then I'll start taking them outside to the smoker. The temperature that I'll be smoking these and drying these on is about 180 to 185 degrees. And I'll keep that temperature there through the entire time that they are smoking and drying. I'm going to be using hickory chips as the smoke, as the wood chips, but there are lots of different varieties, and really the taste is up to you what kind of wood you use to put in your smoker. And I put the wood chips in there, and I will be adding them every 2 hours. Now, I will confess that I have made 2 batches of these already in the smoker. The first time I left them in the smoker for 8 hours. The second time I left them in the smoker for 12 hours. It looks like today I may only have 6 hours left of daylight. Now, if you put whole jalapenos in a smoker, it could take up to 48 hours for them to smoke and dry all the way. It did seem that because I've cut them in half that they were pretty much dry after 12 hours. I'm a little leery. I'm sure it would be fine, but I'm a little leery keeping the smoker on overnight without me going out there every couple of hours to check on it. So ultimately at the end of the night, I bring the jalapenos in, and I've finished drying them inside in the dehydrator. Now, a lot of things that I've read online have said you may not want to finish them in your dehydrator because your dehydrator may smell like a smoker for several weeks. But it's a chance I'm willing to take, a price I'm willing to pay to make sure that they get completely dried out and that they're safe in the house rather than outside. So 2 full rounds of 3 racks each have come into the house and have been put into the dehydrator. My 3rd round will hopefully finish outside tonight, and then I'll put them in the dehydrator for overnight. But I was very surprised at how small they became when they are dehydrated, and probably how much I'm going to need in order to use it all year round. But you can see how tiny they turned. But they smell amazing, and I did taste one, and they are quite spicy. Kevin came in the other night and just started eating them like candy, but he has a much higher tolerance for spicy things than I do. So I'm gonna grab some mason jars and start loading them up with these peppers. I am going to keep these in dried whole pepper or half pepper form until I need them. I'm just not sure what I'm going to use most, the powder or the peppers the way they are rehydrated in a paste or a sauce. So I'm just going to keep them like this. I do have a vacuum sealer attachment for jars. that I can use that sucks out all of the air and helps keep these fresh. If you don't have one of those and you plan to save dried things in jars like this, I highly recommend that. Because I do a lot of canning, I always have a lot of extra canning lids. And when you're doing canning, you can actually only use these one time in the canning process. But I do hold on to most of them. I like to use them in these situations where I have to have dried goods in a jar. So it is worth holding on to at least some of your old canning lids. Growing and making my own chipotle peppers at home has been a dream of mine for several years, and I'm so happy and thrilled that this year we had such a great pepper harvest, and I was patient enough with these jalapenos to wait for them to turn red, that I was able to make these chipotle peppers that we can use maybe for more than even a year, but at least until next year. Before we go, I want to ask you if you have any great ideas of how I can use these chipotle peppers. Please share that information with me in the comment section below, or feel free to Facebook that to us or email us. I would really appreciate it. You guys, I hope you learned something with me today. I really enjoy sharing with you all of the adventures that I have here on our homestead, in the gardens, with the animals, in the kitchen. I really do enjoy it. If this is your first time on our homestead, or you've been following a while but you haven't become a subscriber, right now is a perfect time to hit the subscribe button below. For all of our faithful traditionalists that come back 5 days a week to watch all of our new videos, thank you so much. We appreciate you so much. If you enjoyed this video and you're enjoying our channel and you know somebody who would enjoy it as well, please go ahead and share it with them. And until next time, thanks so much for stopping by the homestead. Take care and God bless.